back, folks. This is your the second welcome video on all things technology and how that's integrated into the mixing and mastering class. So we've got an integration of two primary platforms. One of which, of course, is the class Canvas page. What happened to that? And there it is. This should look familiar to you. This is, of course, the professor's view. So I actually don't know what the student view looks like. And then the other one is the class YouTube page, which looks like this, except for you don't have the upload options. And so we're going to go over how you get stuff onto this page here shortly. But basically, starting with the syllabus, you can see I've color-coded things, and the key to the color code is at the very bottom of the syllabus. And so the green refers to presentation topics. The yellow are your quizzes; those will be face-to-face, and then the blue are your assignments that go to Canvas. And so, because the university is limiting our face-to-face meetings, we're going to use the class YouTube page for lectures and student presentations. So I'll upload, many lectures that you can consult at your leisure throughout the week. And let's see. To get just to the course YouTube page itself, you go to Essential Info here under Start Here, and you can see that there is a link. Video presentations require students to join the YouTube channel as collaborators, and so that'll take you to the front page. But when you look at the syllabus, in terms of the calendar, you'll see you've got links for every week, and that's going to connect to a playlist that's on the class that's on the class YouTube channel, so that we don't have 40 or 50 videos to sift through. Everything will be a little bit better organized that way. So YouTube's going to allow us to get that approximation of the face-to-face experience. The ability to comment on your work, see each other's work, which is a really important part of what we're doing here. Seeing and hearing what our peers are up to is really important. And so that's the collaborator link there. Once we kind of get into the rhythm of what we're doing, the class rhythm, which is about week 2. Then we're going to have, a routine, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And so, on Mondays, the first day of the week, we'll meet that night. You'll want to spend that day, kind of reviewing and this is why I have you guys having a weekly reflection. Let me go back to here so you can see at the end of every week on Sunday night you've got a weekly reflection, and this is what I want you to bring to class. Just a couple of things that made an impression on you, that inform or are kind of informing you, helping you find your style of production when it comes to getting a sound, mixing style, etc. And so on Monday you'll want to kind of in the daytime make sure you've got yourself gathered for class that evening, bring those. And then you'll also want to review whatever the technique that we learned the week before is, because, the class periods will be a little bit face-to-face to start off with in 202, and then we'll go up to the 3rd floor. And the first thing I'll do is get you all to demonstrate on your own, and that's what the quiz will be, is demonstrating on your own whatever it is that we learned, maybe compression or adding reverb to a certain track. I'll ask you to, add an effect or compress, or maybe rearrange your mix window so that you've got, your drums are all gathered together on one side. that type of thing. So kind of a short hands-on demonstration that you know how to make your way through a mix. So by the end of the semester, you put all 5 of those quizzes together and it'll walk you through everything. And so that's why it's 50% of your grade. Excuse me. In class, we'll share reflections from the previous week. Then I'll show you, we'll do the quiz. I'll show you a new technique that you'll be able to practice for the rest of that week. And then, we'll practice those and figure out how to do them in class so that the rest of the week you'll be able to come in and do that with your partner or on your own, or ideally both, because you're going to take the quiz on your own. So it's best to come in with a partner and then reserve one more time to try it independently. On Tuesday, you'll want to kind of download and start scanning through your readings and taking notes. And so you'll see each week over here has readings. So here's week 3 readings. We're going to deal just with EQs because it's a long section there. But in week 2, we've got a lot of short sections. Consoles, so that's just for a reference for you, but we'll focus on meters, software, and tricks with phasing. Tuesday is when, if you do have a presentation, if your group is presenting that week, you and your partner will want to get together and kind of do that presentation so that you can upload it in time on Wednesday. And you'll see that's when the presentations are due on Wednesday. So group 1 presentation, the first one is September the 2nd. And so every Wednesday thereafter, you've got one of those. So on Wednesday, you'll watch and comment on my mini lecture and any other videos. I'll encourage you guys to put up videos that you think are informative onto when you're collaborating. You can post stuff from YouTube or out on the web that you think is useful and important. It's a good filtering mechanism to have everybody in the class kind of doing online research and then bringing back the best of what they find to share. And then on Wednesday night, we won't meet face-to-face, but we do have all of the lab spaces upstairs. So 308, the main mixing console in 306, and then the post-production suite in 305 will be reserved. Now, student media may be in 305 for the first hour or so, but you've got 6 to 9, the other spaces, and probably the mixing suite, the post-production suite in 305 as well, are reserved for you. So you absolutely have to get in there. At that point, that's the time to go in with your partners and basically make sure that you guys understand it. And then you want to get to a point where you can do whatever it is on your own, and then come in one time between Wednesday and Sunday to practice it, and then you'll be ready for the quiz, no problem. It'll be a breeze. So that's the recommended way to deal with that. So Thursday through Saturday, read, practice, watch and comment on the videos as needed. Listen to audio files from the reading. You'll see, when you do the readings, they'll refer to, for a sample of this technique or whatever, here's what it sounds like. All of those are linked down here in sound files. And so it takes you to a website for the books that are that I'm using for your class reader. So those will be available for you. On Sunday, you want to reflect on the experience of the week and choose 2 interesting topics that you think you want to bring to the class for discussion. They may be, something you're interested, want to know more about, or something that you maybe there's still some mystery in terms of, how it's working, how to do it, when to use it, certain, genre affiliations perhaps. And so Sunday and Monday should be a day to kind of gather your stuff together and get ready for the next week. In terms of like the technology requirements and facility access, as I mentioned, you guys will have access to 305, 306, and 308. Those are reserved for you on Wednesday and Monday, so the day of our class, and then Wednesday is also technically a class day. It just is set aside for independent practice for you guys. But you can also go on to reserve the spaces as needed throughout the rest of the week. And so we'll go over that. But if you've had classes in the program up until this point, using the online reservation system through SuperSAS is the way to ensure that you've got the time and the space that you need. So those are the spaces that are reserved. Now, in terms of capacity, in 305, the post-mixing suite, you'll want one student or one team of 2 students at a time to stay within recommended, limits for health. In 306, the main control room is exactly the same. Even though it's a little bit bigger, you want one student or a team of 2 in there at a time. So keep this in mind when you're making your reservations or when you're checking to see what's going on around there. Don't just pop in on folks, especially with no mask. That's going to be a big no-no. So be very careful of that, because as soon as something pops up here, that's probably my biggest concern is, it could be statewide, it could even be regionally, but all we need is one kind of big outbreak. And I think that we're going to start getting more and more limited access. And so please do take advantage of access on the front end as much as possible. This is a first 8 weeks class, and so that I did that on purpose out of this concern. We want to be in early in the semester and try to get our hands-on learning done as soon as possible. So like I said, we'll typically start in 202 for discussion and then address any difficult concepts. And then we'll take a break and move upstairs for hands-on work. Now, so that takes us basically, what are we going to do for this weekend? Or I'm sorry, what are your steps for this week? So you want to watch, you're doing great right now. You're watching the welcome video. So that's the first thing. Upload an introduction of yourself, short, like 2 or 3 minutes. There's some pointers, what you can share, but basically it's just like an icebreaker thing. How'd you get into audio, or who are your main influences on the production side? And so use the collaborator link to get that. Once again, it is on the syllabus at the very top. So make your introductions using introduction to course. Collaborator link is here. That will get you there. Now, when you go, in order to make this work, you got to sign into your own Gmail, and then you open YouTube and put this on there into the YouTube window. It will ask you if you want to join the class as a collaborator, and it'll be up here. And then when you say yes, then you subscribe to the channel. It's going to make your life a lot easier. The way this will work is you'll video yourself, your introduction, upload it to your own YouTube, and then you can save that video to playlists. And once you click yes, I want to be a collaborator for MEA 332, then it will show up, give you the opportunity to save it to the 332 playlist. And that's exactly how the system works. So that's really, really important. So for this week, upload the video, comment on your other ones that you see, meet up with your arranged partner. I'll send those out by Tuesday, the partner list. Get to know each other, FaceTime if possible, or video conference. Look over the list of presentation topics, everything in green here, and choose your top 3 and let me know. And then I'll try to give everybody as close to their top choice as I can. It'll be first come, first serve on that. Then you'll want to take the money that you saved on a textbook, because everything's on Canvas for you. And please, please, it's really essential that you get yourself some professional quality headphones. Sony 8506, industry standard, $100, and you're done. Super important, because I'm going to ask you to do critical listening exercises. For example, can you differentiate how a low-res compressed recording off of YouTube sounds different from an HD recording off of, of the same song off of CD, or even, YouTube at 1080p? That's something you're going to need to be able to identify. So please purchase the headphones. And then you're going to do a critical listening assignment, just like I talked about. So that is week 1 here. Here it is. Upload the intro video and then do the critical listening assignment, which you will find on the week 1 all the way up here. Critical listening. And basically, I'm asking you to, well, you can read the description and find out. But you're going to need to be able to listen very, very closely, and that's where headphones cannot be beat. And then download your readings so that you've got them. Start to scan through those until you find something interesting, then read more closely. And jot down your thoughts so that you can put that into your week 1 reflection down here. So I'm asking you to do a lot of little things, but nothing is going to like take a ton of time. So just keep up with the pace. This is good training for doing audio engineering on the mixing side in particular. And then finally, you'll want to watch and comment on the videos of your classmates introducing themselves on Sunday before we meet for the first time face-to-face on Monday. Okay, so that is the story. Let me know if you've got any questions, and I look forward to hearing from you. Take it easy.